Okay, focus.
Yeah,
I can
this is
cry
good.
after stream. I'm not crying on stream. We're crying after stream.
Delta
So
Frank,
Lucid,
just check
being
everything's
BLUFOR
good.
Command, has again his marksman. He's got all of his Delta teams
Yeah,
sorted
Delta
for the
3
most part.
needs an
Probably wants
additional
another
person
an
in it.
assistant.
Sky
Oh.
drop down, go be his.
Yeah.
Delta 3, right?
Oh, never mind. No, Darus is in.
Could probably bundle the
He's not
guys
in
in Bravo
Banner.
2 into the rest
Where
of
do
the
you
other
need-
squads and put
Okay.
an extra down.
No.
He had
so
Sky go
Fade
down there
or
instead. Nice.
ASF needs to.
But it's going to be
So
38
Barky
v
D1.
48.
Darus, can you switch
Yeah, it's about a
out ammo there
25%
from
number
Delta 1?
advantage. 10 additional. But OPFOR needs
There you go.
those for all
Alright,
of
there
the
you go.
assets. So
Okay,
BLUFOR-
fantastic. Looking at this,
On
happy
United
with that.
Serrani, too.
let's go to
The map is going to make all the difference here. You got Dingo again with Fred. They've got all their BTRs fielded, both of those Mi-8s fielded.
Loose on.
We'll have to see how many ammo caches. Usually it's
Thank
2.
you.
Once in a blue moon, it's 3. What is BLUFOR going to do?
Arcor.
These mountains.
The chat
Yeah.
died with my heart.
Let's-
Boogaloo
let's
Part
wait till
2.
everyone's loaded in first.
By Mountain Fixed
Am I
by
all
Arcor.
of
I
the
love
name?
that.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Good.
Get 10% off.
3
on Audible, I like that.
caches.
Use
Not
code Fred
sponsored.
to get 2 months of Crunchyroll for free.
Wow,
Oh,
they're
really?
super spread out.
No.
Man, the evidence
Okay, I
that's
think
really
we should
gotten
again.
good.
You sounded so.
He's young and impressionable. Don't.
All right,
Everything to get
Be
Crunchyroll.
nice to
Alright,
the
break. Let's wait for the last couple of guys to load in, and then we can go ahead with our briefing.
What do you think?
Pressing double.
Huh? No, I'm in. I think we're waiting for Denelor, Jonathan, and that's it. I think everyone is in. Okay, let's get our briefing.
All right. So it is attack, defend, 3 objectives, non-sequential. The only caliber allowed is the respectable 7.62 by 51 NATO or 7.62 by 39 Russian.
Nice.
OPFOR has the ability or opportunity to insert via either ground or paradrop via Mi-8, and BLUFOR has plenty of stuff to get
Paratrooping is
moving
a
around.
death
I didn't leave you
sentence.
behind. You have a little bird, and you have several Vics to move anywhere around in the compound, plus the Dolores area and the Ortego areas are easy to fortify and defend. Are we all good? Any questions?
Okay, BLUFOR Platoon, do you have any questions?
Yeah, just to confirm, that's a transport little bird, right?
Arcor, did you throw? I had originally thrown a Huey in there. Arcor, is that thing armed or not?
Unarmed.
Unarmed.
All right.
Okay, is it non-sequential?
Non-sequential, and yeah, one more thing. It's nighttime.
Is it both sides with night vision or both sides without night vision?
Without night vision.
Okay.
Wait, real quick. Flags staying on the map, or are they going to disappear after this map screen?
I guess they're going to stay on the map.
They stay.
Okay.
So don't use them as that.
Okay, cool. Right, thank you everybody so much for coming out tonight. It's amazing to see so many people here. It looks like the new server's running really well, which is fantastic to see, as it enables us to accommodate more of you. I saw today that we peaked at 101, which means 7 people that wouldn't have been able to play last week could play tonight. Thank you everyone for attending and your continued efforts to support us, and it's great to see us continue to grow. Remember to... Yep.
What group is Sergeant Frable with?
All right, I'm going to jump down as they sort those last little things here. The reason they don't like having the flags on the map is because look at all the space it covers when you scroll out. It makes it hard to see terrain a little bit, but that's fine. But BLUFOR is going to have to abandon one of these caches because spreading out along 3 different caches is really, really tough. If I was in BLUFOR shoes, I'd probably abandon the Ortego one because back here is that's really out of the way. If it was in the middle of Ortego, Ortega is a great town to play defensive in because there's a lot of alleyways and stuff to fight in. Also, it's a night op with no night vision, so it is moonlit though. And the mission maker said there's only 762, but I am seeing yep, no, okay, so there are scars. So 7x51. So BLUFOR has the better rifle caliber, but usually that's re-scripted anyway for OPFOR SEG. And OPFOR, geez, all loading in. A little bit of a lag spike there, but the server took it pretty well. And then we have the 3 BTRs right here, and then the Mi-8s with pylons, but they are empty. But it does have a frontal, it's the 3 machine gun bird. And these are very nasty, so pretty much they're gunboats. And then you've got the 3 BTR-80 Alphas. So both of those are going to be bait for the 50 cals on BLUFOR to destroy them. BLUFOR getting their unarmed little bird right here. Honestly, I would go hunting with that in the sense of I'd put a Delta team or a machine gunner or two on the side, but it's gonna that thing can outmaneuver an Mi-8, but it's the risk. And they've also given the vanilla 50 cals with the holo sight scope. Ooh. So that is the advantage that BLUFOR is getting. Also, it looks like they were given M2 Humvees, not MRAPs. I will quickly change that. M2. And I also noticed Zeno was having some join-in issues. I'll get with him if he's unable to join this round. I'll get with him and help him out with that, because it's a very specific mod set you got to get. POW MIA, you are not forgotten. Oh, that's nice. On today of all days, you know? It's a very American day. Whew, anyhow. Let's see. I see Dear Roos on this side. I think Scandi Recon, though, might be on OPFOR. So Roos playing against the Finnish here. We see Infidel, Nemesis. Finn is probably going to be in here, too, somewhere. But they are going with OPFOR. There's Finn. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting lighting here, to say the least. I'll be going back and forth out of night vision and in night vision as well. We also have the 6-man transport gases. OPFOR, I mean, there's probably going to be parachutes in the helicopters themselves, but if I was OPFOR, I would honestly set up all my guys on one flank, and I would just go down the line with my entire force and take cash to cash. I would keep it simple, I would keep it uniform, and we would just hit it one at a time, not overextend, and if BLUFOR spreads their units out, I would be able to pretty much, you know, steamroll through a small garrison, another small garrison, another small garrison. If I was BLUFOR in this position, I would abandon this cache. I would instead fortify the hell out of this island. This is a really good cache position because there are very few entrances to this island that you can bottleneck OPFOR into coming in. You got this open ground, and then you've got 3 bridges. So if you just have a few guys hold the bridges, build some fortifications, they're not allowed to block the bridge, but they could easily put choke points down. The only counter, though, is those BTR-80s are amphibious, but with BLUFOR AT, it's really easy to catch them going down this big trench if they use the high ground here, which BLUFOR does have. So this would be the best defensive trench that they have to basically stop this position. And as long as they're doing their due diligence, it's fairly easy to see around this area. Speaking of which, I'm going to quickly just look at BLUFOR in the middle of the night. What do they look like? They're a little brighter with the white. Meanwhile, I bet OPFOR is going to be a little darker. So depending on the background, I would say OPFOR has a little bit of a camo advantage here. No, they also look a little brighter, but it's a bit more of a mix. But it also depends. If you're looking north to south, they're a little harder to spot because of the moonlight. But yeah, BLUFOR is a little easier to spot, especially with those skylines and that bright whiteness of their camo, but that is okay. And then the third cache right here, this is another toughie because it's on an outskirt. But it is still somewhat defendable. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't like that cache position. Really don't like that cache position. So if I was BLUFOR, I'd probably just put all my eggs in one basket and turn this into Fort Knox. Llama, it is first-person locked for everything. Infantry, vehicles, aircrafts. I don't know why I separated vehicles and aircraft, but that's because you can separate vision of aircraft and ground vehicles. But it is first-person locked completely. But yeah, no, if I was BLUFOR, I would put most of my guys here. I'd put one Humvee out to patrol this one Humvee out to patrol that one to harass and score some early kills. I would put a machine gunner in this Vic, and I would try to shoot down the Mi-8s because I'm a Chad. And if I was OPFOR, I would just take this 1 point at a time and steamroll. I mean, yeah, except for like pure PvP, first person lock is, in my opinion, the best way to go as well. But we'll see what both sides decide to do for their plan. It's an interesting lighting here. It's pretty fair in my opinion. OPFOR has the asset advantage, but what we do need to see is what does the MAT team have for AT. So Delta, here's Hippie. And I'm not able to see it because he's in the driver's seat. Damn it. So he's already in a Vic. They're going to reposition. But, I mean, yeah, again, BLUFOR with those 350 cal turrets, one for each bridge. And you could bottleneck. Or, if you wanted to be really mean, you could find some places that overwatch these waterways. And you could just hide little bunkers of, like, 1 or 2 guys with guns, and they could easily kill people. You know, like, sneak a team up here. Have them, like, hide in the corner, let OPFOR, like, get down here, and then they can get up in this building and just mow people down in the back. Really what you want to see is similar to what we saw in round 1 with what OPFOR did was pretty much guerrilla warfare style tactics, where they'd only send 1 or 2 guys in a heavy urban environment to get behind the approaching BLUFOR squad and just wreak havoc. So you're hearing that helicopter spin up. It's Kazadar flying, and he's got 1 guy with them. He's going to reposition the marksman somewhere. Now, if you guys saw that BIA stream from 2 weeks ago, you saw Iopus and I play with an M107 sniping at positions down here and utilizing the this position right here and then using the forests. I don't think a marksman, at least to shoot at people, would be a good idea unless they play it with really close position. So bringing the marksman over here would be good, but putting him this far out with only a 7.62 rifle, he's not going to be able to score kills. He'll be able to do recon for you, though, but on this map, the only real recon you're going to need is from the Little Bird. Now, I would change my tune and put the marksman up here if I was going to use that Little Bird for any sort of combat, aka putting my AT guy or my 7.62 machine guns in there. But I don't think they're going to pull something that much bravado in it. So I would, in their shoes, because they're probably just going to use the Little Bird for recon, I would put the marksman on one of these big hills. In fact, I'd put the marksman over on this hill. Because there's a lot of rocks to work with up here. There's a lot of places to watch this advance. But it's also the question of, is OPFOR going to come around the sideway, which is going to be quicker for their Vics, or are they going to go up the mountainous area and try to attack from the rear? Because those BTRs are going to take a little bit of time to field in. They can't tow them in with helicopters. So we'll just have to see. in terms of getting the game or a PC to run the game, honestly, you don't need that strong of a computer to run Arma 3. The only strong thing you need in your computer, the two recommendations I would make actually, is primarily a computer with a powerful CPU that has a lot of emphasis on its first core, its primary core. That is because Arma is a very old game in terms of its coding, and is literally just built off of its original platform from Arma Cold War Assault and Arma 2. So that old net coding relies on that primary CPU core. It doesn't really do multi-core that well. The second thing I would recommend is solid state drives instead of hard drives, because the processing time for things is all run on the solid states. For booting the game, going from Zeus to, a player POV to Zeus, that's all run by the quickness of either your SSD or HHDs. Graphics card, don't really need. I used to play this game with an i7 core on a laptop and a 930M, which is a lower end NVIDIA card, and she ran like a charm in terms of graphics, but I'd only get 30 frames tops because it was a laptop i7. But it still let me play it. Graphics doesn't really matter because not a lot gets funneled to the GPU on the graphics card, because Arma 3's net coding, I mean, back then graphics cards weren't really a thing, when they made the original Arma back in the early 2000s, Might have been even later than that, actually. I forget. So that's what I would recommend. You don't really need that much RAM. 8 gigs of RAM is fine. Heavily modded servers, the processing doesn't really, not a lot gets offloaded to the RAM. If you actually watch your computer stats while you're playing, again, it's really just your CPU. I should do a video on that, but so many other people have done videos on it that I don't really, I try not to do videos on things that people have already done, because, if people Google, they should already know, and I don't want to infringe on others, Don't forget the RGB chair. I have a simple $30 Office Depot chair that lets me lean back, and it's a swivel chair, and I can roll around in it. You know what? It's good enough for me. Arma is very CPU heavy, yes. CPU heavy on its primary core. I've got an i7-7700, whatever the fuck. And it works well. Now, I'll be honest though, Arma, it's also really dependent on the server too, and if the mission maker / Zeus knows what they're doing and how to balance their assets and how to handle their server. You can go in with the right stuff, but if you're playing with someone that doesn't know what they're doing when they're making the mission or making the Zeus mission, your frames, it doesn't matter if you have a NASA supercomputer. If you're getting 5 frames, everyone else is getting 5 frames. Don't put down more than 100 AI at once if you can help it. Try to balance it. If you're a mission maker, script it so more AI spawn in later, or with triggers. If you're a Zeus, only spawn in the first AO and leave the vital things in the second and third AO, and then spawn in the infantry as the player base progresses. But PvP, I know a few guys that are playing right now that probably run i5s, especially on an Arma 1 ported map. It's graphics, again, it's not that much. But anyway, looking back at BLUFOR, they are deploying on these 2 AOs. Again, I don't agree with it, but I could see why they do it. But again, it's gonna spread them thin, and OPFOR, recently we've been seeing these types of pushes with the aggressing faction. They do a unified assault with everything, all eggs in the basket, and it can cost the defending team. Last week's round 3 for NA, for example, the attacking team just steamrolled. And there was a few things that the defending team could have done that they didn't, that they should have, to kind of even it out, but there were also some things that happened that the defending team did that would have evened those odds if the other more obvious things would have been done. But that was a video that was re-uploaded today to fix its audio bug, so it's called All In, because the attacking faction went all in. Mountain trying to sneak back in before the start is done. I don't know why he's been crashing today. Probably has some issues with BattlEye, because they just turned BattlEye on these servers. And that's going to cause, some people get kicked, because BattlEye doesn't like to play nice with people. Otherwise, OPFOR is still having most of their guys deployed out here. Mission just started, and OPFOR, I think, is still making their plan. So vehicles need to start leaving immediately. Platoon HQ is going out. But this is good on BLUFOR's end, because this is going to let them deploy their marksmen somewhere, I guess, to see where OPFOR is going. Maybe by deploying their marksmen up here, they will be able to see, because they can increase their render distance. I cannot. In Spectator, they'll be able to see where those vehicles go and then make a plan off of that. But we're also... Whoa! Ho ho! BLUFOR is going to go BTR hunting. We see the D4 team, that's their AT group. Again, I don't know what type of AT he has. If it was a Javelin, I think he would have been brought up here with the Little Bird, so it has to be a Maz. So they're probably going to go hunting for the BTRs, which is why they sent that guy up there. Vehicles are being pushed down on the southern routes. So I don't think they're going to go over here like BLUFOR wants. They're going to go around instead. But these vehicles are going to be mobile and try to intercept. But OPFOR is still finalizing their plans over here. They have to be using their helicopters then, if the BTRs just left. So I think it's just a matter of where they're going to airdrop. I doubt they're going to do a paradrop. They're probably going to land them somewhere. But, I mean, more power, like the Little Bird should be going over and getting an MG team they should be hunting. But BLUFOR is deploying over here. They're going to try to bottleneck this bridge. That is a mistake. BLUFOR needs to focus on recon data. They need their Little Bird to fly over and try to spot these BTRs, and they need to coordinate with the marksman to try to spot it, because I think they're planning for OPFOR to go this route, but they can still come up on the other route and come from behind. So that is a major mistake on BLUFOR's end. And we're seeing Platoon HQ coming up this hill. Oh, BLUFOR is going to bite the bullet here. So again, just a misposition on the defending side. Really good idea, but it's not going to bear any fruit because they're making assumptions of what the enemy faction is doing. And you never want to assume what the enemy's going to do, because in a 50-50 situation, OPFOR can either come over here. They lost the coin toss, so BLUFOR... Hopefully the marksman here is going to see that they are not staying up here. Looks like he hurt himself, actually. Looks like Mountain wasn't able to get back in time. That's unfortunate. And we're seeing some more vehicles getting mounted. Alpha's taking Vix, which means the rest of them are going to get mounted up in the helicopters. Looks like they're going to try to fill up one helicopter completely and then use the other one potentially as a gunboat. And we also have pads here. He was lagging out, might crash out from that. But did BLUFOR get eyes on? Not sure if he saw those BTRs, might be seeing that group go in, but he needs to radio to these guys and say that they need to try to reposition. They're going to have no choice but to go up and around and try to chase them down from the rear. But yeah, no, this is going to catch BLUFOR completely by surprise. And, sometimes when you make assumptions, they're right, sometimes they're wrong, and now BLUFOR is going to be at a disadvantage here because they're prepping for a northern-based assault. Now, I will say, if I was BLUFOR, I would have anticipated that too, but I would be having the Little Bird flying around up here to confirm my theory, or at least flying back here to see it. That way, if he sees something, Little Bird has a built-in LR, and he could immediately tell this Delta team to reposition, and they could just steam up behind. What's also going to be curious is if Hazard catches these guys out of position. This is Fred. Pads is AFK, so Fred is with somebody else. He is with Bassbeard, who is the 2IC for the platoon. And they're getting some preliminary data, checking this ridgeline to make sure they're not having anyone on this hilltop over here to watch them move in. There goes Pads. So 2 disconnects, 1 from each side, and now we're seeing an Mi-8 coming in, but I think he is alone. This is a feint. So this is to throw BLUFOR off. This is to give him a little bit of a bait here. And this is going to just make BLUFOR think, okay, yes, they're coming down this way. This helicopter is doing recon on the position. This is going to make the BLUFOR guys here stay, which is only going to make it worse when they get hit in the butt. But Hawk, still coming around. And he has to see those vehicles. And we're not going to be able to see things on those render distances. No, he does not. There's still a little bit of defilade in the way. But you got to remember, none of these guys have night vision either. Yeah, this helicopter flying low and slow. This would be a perfect AT shot. Wait, it has 17 people in it. Hippie! Hippie! Yes, he has the Moz! This is devastating! Oh my god! I thought it was a bluff! That was 17 people on OPFOR! No way! People now dismounting. Hippie's gonna be able to mow them down as they run out. A lot of people waking up. BLUFOR coming up to clean it up. Holy shit! I thought this was a feint. I thought they were all still back there just waiting, but no, this was their full force. OPFOR just played perfectly in BLUFOR's hands. Oh, it's a slaughter. It is a slaughter. BLUFOR, Hippie is dead, but the Chad blew up a helicopter. Meanwhile, look at all the skulls and the little dots mounting for OPFOR. Bob coming up, might get no. Dusty gets gunned down. Nemesis waking back up, trying to walk away crippled. This is what they see right now. Bob seeing these highlights. Nemesis trying to turn around and get some shots. Oh, this is a slaughter. This is the biggest slaughter I've ever seen in FNF. Holy crap. Bob coming up, executing Nemesis. Oh, damn. GG OPFOR. This is why you have to recon your zones, which I guess the thing did, but he didn't see anyone in the trees. And now BLUFOR is going to come up and get the double taps. Oh my god, 7 kills, 12 points. NASA with 1, Bob came up. He's racking them up. Oh. Oh my god. What a nasty final round. Bob at 9 of those counted kills. It's a shame Hippie died. But wow. And they're probably gonna leave Gorzy alive. But, oh. Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we? OPFOR only has half of their infantry alive now, but they do have the 3 BTRs. They did kill Hippie, but Hippie's gonna have his AT picked up. You never know. Those 3 BTRs are still a force to be reckoned with, but wow. That is the biggest slaughter I've ever seen in that quick of a succession. I mean, that was the worst place they could have landed, but there's no way they could have known. Hippie with the AT right here. It was a gift from God. And then the Bravo machine gun team with a 50 cal Humvee. Oh, that's gotta suck. in my opinion, this just shows that if you're gonna land, okay, never assume that BLUFOR won't pull out of their defenses and pull something like that. BLUFOR came here with their AT right here. They were expecting to hit BTRs. Instead, they killed a helicopter and killed 18 people because it was 1 plus 17. The server has 84 guys in it right now. So that is, and then OPFOR had a 10-man advantage. They were at 48 players, so they're down to 31 minus a few disconnects. They are below 30, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 dead, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 players. BLUFOR now has the number advantage, only having Hippie die, and they had about 34 minus a few disconnects. It's 1-to-1 even right now. So rest in peace. That was Scandy Recon's funeral right there, and there goes Gorzy bleeding out. But god damn, Bob with frickin' 9 kills and 5 assists. Absolutely brutal. He got credit for the aircraft kill too. So I guess he also put some AT in it. That's why he's got the 14 points. But wow. Yeah, and BLUFOR is going to pull back now. They've done their job. Meanwhile, OPFOR has Hawk walking up on their position. I don't know if Hawk knows that they're there. He's got an RCO scope on. I got my hands in my mouth like, oh. He might know. Oh. If he could go and snipe the OPFOR Independency, he's watching. If OPFOR leaves this little spot, they're going to be caught out of position. And they're leaving the spot. They got to stay with the tree, hopefully. Oh, he just saw them. Oh, he totally just saw movement in there. Yep, he knows. Yep, there's the movement right in that little spot. He now needs to find a good angle here. But he has the surprise. He just doesn't know how many people are down there. Oh, OPFOR is just getting stomped. They're going to have to be super reliant on those BTRs. Look at him zooming in. He sees that that's the marksman. He just PID'd the rifle. And he's watching him with those binocs now. He's got those out. We have a little funny zoom in here. He's trying to see if there's any more guys. I don't think he spotted 2IC right there. But he is looking for more guys. Not sure if he sees them. Oh, he just saw that little bit of movement. All right, yep, he spotted the other guy. But these two are separating now. He could pick them off. And I think that's exactly what he's going to do with Platoon 2IC here. But I think he's running down the ridge. Yep, into this grass area. And OPFOR has no idea, but BLUFOR now going up the ridgeline here, knowing that the BTRs aren't going from that angle. They're going a different route. Meanwhile, Little Bird, I don't know where it is right now. Probably landed. Who's the Little Bird pilot? I don't see an E or an F, so I think the Little Bird pilot crashed out. It might have been Mountain. But now we're seeing some 50 cal rounds coming out. And they're going right on the Vic. They're a little over, though. So now they're landing short. But those tracers are going to let the BTR know things up. Those 50s could easily pen the BTR and cause a significant amount of damage. More rounds going out, but they are delayed. And Marksman now running down, probably going to take the same spot I did when I was sniping in this AO. Or that might be a little further to the left. God damn it, where is that spot? Actually, it's up here, so no, he's gonna go further down. But yeah, those defensive 50s, he just cannot get those rounds ranged out. It's just too far, but he should just save his ammo and wait. And now we've got Hazard hunting This marksman team trying to look around doesn't realize that they've broken apart. I think he spots the other marksman, and he is watching him out. So he's also looking down here, trying to find the other guy. So he's going to peek down this ridge, not realizing that he is running out really far right there. Barely Naked Bear gifting a sub. I know he's continuing a sub from your dead man. Thank you, my man. Hope you keep enjoying the ops. Hope you get a kick out of this. But with these BTRs in the open right here, it's going to be really hard for them to maneuver. They don't know that there's no one at this cache site, which is why you have this force now coming around over here. But even though BLUFOR got all those kills, it's still going to be an even number advantage. OPFOR still going to actually have the number advantage because BLUFOR is divided in these two spots. So it's still anyone's game, and OPFOR still has those 3 BTRs. So Hazard now is probably watching. Yep. Watching Platoon move up. Still hunting them. But he knows that these two guys are doing some super separated stuff. But he's got to be careful, because if he engages him, that marksman's going to turn around and start looking for him. So he has a decision: either engage the guy with the LR or engage the guy with the marksman rifle. And meanwhile, BLUFOR's MAT team has gone up here. And they are, again, just doing some preliminary recon, because BLUFOR hasn't realized that the major force is over here. They've only spotted 1 BTR here, and they haven't seen OPFOR's second force coming around to try to hit this cache, because BLUFOR doesn't have anyone defending that southern side, because they abandoned one so they could guard the other 2. But Barely Naked, thank you for the 500 bits there, man. You guys, again, I cannot thank you enough. And this is only half of it, because we're going to be back in another hour and a half for the NA branch, and we might see, you know, up to 100 people on this. So it's, oh man, it's going to be crazy. You're learning and loving it. That's great. That is great. But Hazard now moving up. I think he's going to go for the marksman first. In his shoes, I would go for the marksman first as well. Seeing that there's only 2 people here, he's the biggest threat, because he can just take the marksman out. He's also noticed that the guy with the radio, he's in the low ground. So if he goes up, Ninja breaks the neck of the other marksman. You can't do that in Arma, but you know what I mean. Like, walks up, executes him, looks down the ridge, takes out Bassbeard because he's got the superior scope. That is all he needs. Meanwhile, B2 BTRs forming up on this SSR here to go into town, and the rest of the force with this 1 BTR trying to scope out this cache to see where things are. And one of these 2 Humvees is moving south, another one north, and no one is back at OPFOR spawn. Ooh, what is going on here? 2 BTRs going out of position. And they're going to go on the northern hills to get some elevation. That is not what Hazard wants, but that is exactly what BLUFOR wants. I don't know who grabbed the AT, but if the AT for the MAT gun is in this Vic, it could do some significant damage. Furthermore, these are both of the armed 50 cal Humvees that could act like tank... what are they called? Tank destroyers against tanks, using mobility to flank around and hit these BTRs with the deadly weapon that can destroy them. But Hazard's got to be careful here. If he's caught out of position, he could easily be gunned down by those BTRs, but he's probably going to be able to hear them coming because they're going uphill, and BTRs are super slow going uphill. He doesn't hear him yet, though. He's still trying to find his prey. They've met back up together. He's got to be really careful how he maneuvers, though, because those BTRs are coming up. But if he has radio contact with these 2 Humvees... No, the Humvee is pulled back! But, I mean, there are 2 over here. One is armed, one is unarmed. The armed one, again, could go total tank hunter mode and further nullify OPFOR advantages here. Hazard still has no idea that those BTRs are over there. I'm starting to hear them very faintly. Oh, I hear them. So I think Hazard is now hiding in here, trying to find out where they're coming from. Trying to click on him so I can get his point of view, but it's hard to because the foliage is getting in the way. Game! There we go. He's watching that marksman. we hear those BTRs to his right, though. He looks right. Goes to his major scope. I would not attempt this shot, though, because if he hits him in the ass, he's not going to get a kill. He might go for it, though. Doesn't look like he's accounting for wind, though, or bullet movement, but if he fires right now, he might attract the attention of those BTRs and get gunned down out of position. Instead, he needs to go more on reconnaissance here, just to find these BTRs. But the BTRs are spotted, and the MG is also firing up here. That is making Fred pull back. Now he can fire and catch Fred completely out of position. He has him crawling, but he might hold. And again, not a bad call for him to hold. He can just keep hunting Fred down, but it looks like he is trying to line up a shot. BTR is firing down with that heavy 14.5 millimeter and manages to score a kill and destroy one of the 50s. That is a good break that the BTR wants here. We're seeing another machine gun fire up at Bassbeard. It's a guess, though, because I don't think BLUFOR knows exactly where those BTRs are. So Hazard going prone right here, a little out of the foliage, but OPFOR isn't going to magically turn around and spot him. Oh, there's a shot going out. Beautiful headshot on Fred, and Hazard has knocked out OPFOR's marksman. Now, is Bassbeard going to take note of that? He might think that's his own marksman firing and not have the wit to turn around. He might be trying to call on radio right now. But the BTRs aren't going to notice that because, I mean, if you're in a BTR, you're not going to care about marksman PID. Fred disconnects. Oh, he might join us in chat, though, because he did in the last round. And Hazard now pulling around might try to find Bassbeard, too, because Bassbeard was, he spotted Bassbeard as well. Yeah, we already checked it. I mean, if he didn't hear them moving, which he should have, because we were over him in a first-person camera, and we could hear through his position the BTRs, he definitely heard them firing. But we have OPFOR guys getting out of the BTRs. He could potentially get up on here and snipe a guy out if they leave that area. Well, Bassbeard, he knows something's up now. He's not able to reach Fred on comms. A little bit of a skyline I saw from Hazard. He's got to be careful, but Bassbeard doesn't see him, doesn't think too much about it, and he is still doing recon. But he had to have seen that Fred disconnected. So the BTRs have to know something's up. Someone has to know something's up. BLUFOR, meanwhile, redeploying back here, very far off. I guess they're still trying to look for OPFOR's main force, which has been hiding on this hill, waiting to advance because they're trying to scope out this cache site to take it out. But if they take that cache site out, then BLUFOR is going to know that they're there. So really, the main action right now is on what Hazard might be able to pull here. If another BTR is going to do a dismount, will he be able to get a shot out? I thought that was a tracer round. That was just the freaking road. But yeah, now we have Bassbeard running down where he might find Fred's body and get his marksman rifle. Bassbeard going to find Fred's body. Oh, yeah, now he knows something's up. He's looking back here, realizing those shots were not his marksman's. They were someone else's. And he's going to take that marksman rifle. Definitely. Yep. And Hazard's going to move back into position, possibly to check that body, or at least try to find Bassbeard again. But Bassbeard now knows that there is an issue here. But will Hazard be able to line up and kill Bassbeard? And will this team mount back up in the vehicles and try to hit these BTRs in the ass? We're seeing 50 cal shooting. Oh, wow. It was landing over here. That 50 cal lit up on my map, meaning it was firing. So that's over there. They're shooting at Bassbeard's position. But now Hazard is going to be super cautious up the hill as he tries to find Bassbeard. But he is probably not going to have any more use in this operation as Bassbeard now climbs down the hill. But then again, the 50 might force him to pull back. There's two heavy guns now firing at him. He got hit. Bassbeard might get caught out by 50s. You're seeing the bullet velocity just barely change from red to blue. He's doing a serpentine crawl down, being an elusive motherfucker to hit. Look at him. And those bullets are the cue for Hazard to move up and potentially finish this off. But will BLUFOR miss PID and shoot Hazard? Yeah, Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne. He's just being an evasive motherfucker. But hey, it works. But if Hazard gets up here, this is an easy shot for him to make, especially since Bassbeard is wounded. Meanwhile, the BTRs pulling down south. One's already gotten close to the players here. The other one's still right here. We're at the 40-minute mark. OPFOR is not going to have enough time to take out these 3 caches unless they go full mechanized here. I'm still waiting to see these Bravo teams go in the rear of the BTRs. Could potentially run into them because they don't know where that force is. And Bassbeard is now looking behind him. Could potentially see Hazard skyline as he looks up the hill. But I'm also waiting to see if BLUFOR engages their own marksman. I do agree, OPFOR, you know, they got crushed pretty hard, but if this force moves in quickly, it's still a sizable force. And now the BTRs, that is 7.62 ammo. Actually, no, that was 14.5. I heard the heavier thunk towards the end. It sounds like 7.62 until it's not. But now, Bassbeard and Hazard. Oh, Bassbeard gets the knockout, but not the kill. Hazard could still wake back up unless he's double tapped. But I'm not surprised Hazard lost that fight, because again, he had the skyline. Bassbeard was watching behind him. He knew the marksman was somewhere back there, and he could come up and flank around. Hazard wakes back up, though. Could potentially catch Bassbeard out of position. But instead, he's going to medic in the open, noticing that he's got a little bit of defilade cover. Smart way to look at it. But I think Bassbeard is now going to get a little overconfident that he knocked Hazard out, thinking he is dead. Never assume in Friday Night Fights that you have killed your enemy from range. So Bassbeard, he is now going to be hiding from those gunshots. That is a perfect opportunity for Hazard to do the skylining again. I'm going to go into his first-person camera. Oh, he's got him sighted. Oh! Multiple shots going in. Bassbeard looking up. Runs out of ammo. Going prone, changing his mag. That's going to give Bassbeard the opportunity to go into a different angle to fire on, but he's going to be able to see that skyline. So now we see Hazard here, not able to see his prey because Bassbeard used that opportunity for Hazard's reload to pull into the bush. Hazard now, he's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to be forced to pull back here and try to find a different angle, but as long as Bassbeard watches his 6 and doesn't get lucky headshotted from the machine gun firing into that bush, he should be okay. Because he'll be able to see when Hazard skylines here, but Hazard is going to be able to see a shot at him. And there's the blue on blue I was worried about. And Hazard doesn't know how to deal with it. He's getting caught the same way Bassbeard did, and he's got no choice but to pull back. So this is a miscommunication on BLUFOR's end. Looks like the firing stopped because they realized he was a friendly. And now he's trying to crawl back up. He's going to probably go for a grenade throw. Yep. I don't think that's going to have the range, though. Yep, falls way short. If anything, that's just letting Bassbeard know that he's still there. And Bassbeard, he has... I think he made room in his backpack. He's got his rifle out now with a little one-time scope. He's looking for that skyline so he can just mag dump that position and increase his likelihood of getting that headshot. So Hazard pulling back. Bassbeard still fighting for his life. I love how this is the main fight right now because OPFOR is just going super slow. They haven't even entered the black area. They're playing this super cautious, but they don't have the time to do that. They've only got up to... another 30 minutes potentially, unless this is a 50-minute round, in which case we'll see the 15-minute warning come on in a little bit. But BLUFOR, also the Hunter team, playing it super cautious because BLUFOR doesn't know about this size over here. BLUFOR does know that there is still a sizable OPFOR force somewhere. They're just not able to find it right now. So Bassbeard checking his inventory in the open, though, could be sighted by Hazard because he's just out of the bush. Will Hazard see him, though? It's every time he goes over this little hill, he's taking a risk. I'm not sure why he's not guns up. He's looking around, but there's no way in hell he's gonna see him. Hazard just heard that GL get launched. Another GL just went over. Bassbeard is just guessing at this point. Hazard now trying to come around. Maybe Hazard is audio PIDing those rounds. He just saw Bassbeard's movement. Oh, he hits the ground. He's hitting the ground. Just gave away his position. Oh. Trying to get more eyes here. Goes prone when he could have potentially seen him. Throws another grenade. That is going to be short once again. But at least it's going to put some shock value on Bassbeard. He's in a big skyline right now. Does Bassbeard see him? No. So Hazard's still thinking he's going to be in this bush. This gives Bassbeard a first shot opportunity. Bassbeard doing a really good job of repositioning in that little hedge. But, oh! Hazard just got spotted him, but Bassbeard saw him too. A few rounds going up, that sounded like from his 5.56. Platoon HQ trying to give Hazard a helping hand here by suppressing into this little hedge here. Those big red tracer rounds show that it is either a M249 firing or the 50, but from the sound of it with the echo, I would believe it's an M249. Let's quickly have a look here, see what Platoon HQ is using to suppress. It is... No, it's just a regular 5.56 rifle. Interesting. Right, I forgot. BLUFOR is using SCARs because they are 7.62 as well to kind of even this out. Bassbeard, meanwhile, looking for these skylines. Hazard doing another skyline, trying to find his prey. Checking his inventory here. Real quick to look at the map. OPFOR pushing a BTR up and still unable to find that southern cache. Hazard just spotted Bassbeard, taking some blind shots. And he is now going to reposition again. Bassbeard is in a really tough spot. Even if he kills Hazard, he's not going to be able to go anywhere because BLUFOR Platoon HQ is going to be able to lock him in. Now, I do see those marks. We have BLUFOR sending reinforcements and possibly to help Hazard here. But these guys need to be focusing on the BTRs instead. We have a medic all the way down here. Rhodey, I guess he's going to go do recon to try to find OPFOR's remaining group. Hazard now skylining again. Not sure if he was spotted by Bassbeard. Looking at it, let's look at it from Bassbeard's POV here. I thought he was crippled for a second. He's now looking around, trying to watch to see if Hazard tries to outflank him. He's got to be careful, though, exposing himself right here. He's already taking fire from the rear, trying to line up a shot on Hazard. Lights him up. Shots going back and forth right here. This is one of the craziest games of cat and mouse I've seen in a while in Friday Night Fights. We're hearing a BTR now fire. Bassbeard, it looks like he's bandaging himself. He took a hit. Whether it be from Hazard or the machine gun back there is anyone's guess. And again, OPFOR still being slow, but now BLUFOR's come up with the cavalry. But BTR spotted them and shut out the gunner. Skyline is down. 3 people just went down. 2 are unconscious, 2 are dead. That was a horrible idea for BLUFOR to do, not knowing those BTR positions. And these guys that were able to get that massive wipe are now being sprayed down by 7.62, and Hazard gets the kill on Bassbeard. Oh, I don't even know where his body is. So Bassbeard eventually winning the game of cat and mouse. He tried to run out. Hazard caught him out of position. I guess Bassbeard felt a little confident that Hazard started getting suppressed. Bassbeard unable to hear the vehicles coming up, so he made the best call he could. And now Hazard's leaving this area because it's getting suppressed by friendlies. I don't know why they would drive right up to a friendly position, though. That was a really big mistake for these guys. Their luck just pretty much ran out. I mean, sure, they got the 18 kills on OPFOR with that one chopper earlier, but these guys, again, needed to act like the the BTR hunter-killer team, so I don't know why they would have come up here. I guess to help Hazard, but at the same time, I mean, BLUFOR knows that the BTRs were down here, though. This was just a big miscommunication and a very bad call. Hazard getting some pistol shots on Bassbeard, asserting his dominance with his victory. Ooh la la. 15 minutes remain. There's no way. OPFOR hasn't even dealt with this cache right here. I'm assuming they found it and there's demo on it. No. I don't even see the demo. And they're pretty much leaving that position. There has to be demo on it somewhere. I wouldn't think that OPFOR would abandon it, but OPFOR really has to put it in to full gear here because they still have this place to go. They got a few good kills up on that hill, but I don't think it's going to be enough. We need to see these 3 BTRs go full mechanized with the infantry, push in the southern side of town, break through these 2 choke points, maybe see a BTR with some infantry loaded internally come around. But, oh, this time barrier is really tough, and we're seeing more 762 come down on this position, suppressing this helicopter, Humvee, Ron H word. And the bodies of the fallen remain. Hazard running down in the open, I guess identifying that the BTR is still pretty far out. And this might be the other armed 50 cal Humvee pushing up, firing at the other BTR, but it is taking return fire. And we have the 3rd BTR right here. If it were to come out, it could chew out that vehicle. Instead, it's firing at Rhodey. And Rhodey's going to be forced to pull back. Humvee is honking, I think trying to get Rhodey's attention to quickly pick him up to pull him back. Cache has been destroyed from OPFOR. I knew there was a charge on there somewhere. I just couldn't find the damn thing. And now OPFOR has to kick it into high gear because they are behind. They're behind in time, they're behind in manpower, and they're behind on the element of surprise because now BLUFOR has to assume that because they just lost a cache, OPFOR's force is down here. They even have a pilot on the ground. That's how committed they are to this. But OPFOR utilizing their BTRs, firing up in this smoke, keeping it suppressed, being very accurate with this ammo. I see another dead body. So that's 3 guys up here that have gone down. I don't know why these guys are still up here. I guess they couldn't get away. Sky was able to wake back up, but that's 3 KIA up here. Very unfortunate for this team. Again, they were doing so well with that 18 kill, but oh, it's messy. Meanwhile, what has happened back here? Platoon HQ has a man down. That would be C1, the team leader for Charlie's first team. I don't know what happened with him. He wakes back up. Maybe a miss PID or something. Maybe thinking that BLUFOR is trying to infiltrate their lines. I don't know. But otherwise, Hazard still going lone wolf here. Playing his marksman role. Is trying to get up to these BTRs. But he's got to be really careful. Because if he gets caught out of position, he can easily get gunned down by either of these BTRs. Because he's got nothing that can deal with it. Meanwhile, BTR getting a snipe on Rhodey, knocking him unconscious with that 14.5 millimeter main gun for that BTR. Rhodey might still wake back up, though, because I have seen more crazy bullet wounds on players, and they still wake back up after a minute or so. But I will say this, BTRs need to get the snipes in order to even it out so that the main OPFOR force can go in. But the main OPFOR force is not going to be able to do this on foot. Honestly, it's going to take them another 5 minutes to even get here, not counting the fact there will be some PvP involved. And we're seeing Hazard now shooting at these guys to slow them down. That was a blind fire. He's at 3 kills. Did he just... I think he just killed somebody. It's hard to tell. I mean, he already killed Bassbeard. Severe died in that chopper. All of them died in that chopper. Boston died up on that hill. He had to have just killed Boston right there. So Boston being the marksman's third kill. There are 10.5 minutes remaining. You can tell by that little number right there. And now a BTR is being sent to go check out the noise, but these guys have a 50 cal Humvee. I don't see any AT though, but the 50 cal is not crewed right now. So it's just gonna be a matter of who gets the first shot. But if BLUFOR loses that Humvee, which they might, Humvee's pulling out. BTR not noticing. BTR instead gonna catch these infantry out of position. Vehicle notices. Oh, and here's the slaughter. Goatland going down. He's a strong PvPer, and this BLUFOR team that got those 18 kills cannot catch a break. 3 men going unconscious. Hazard being the last guy staying alive. He is a safety hazard right now. He rolls to the right to play dead. Goatland waking back up. 5 Bay getting a double tap on these guys. Goatland getting shot. AT round coming in. BTR is now smoking. Was that done by Platoon? An amazing Moz shot by Lusode. He knocked T5 Bay out. Vehicle is now on fire. Hazard sniping Dooley for his 4th kill. And Hazard gets another lucky break. Jesus. So BLUFOR now going on the offensive, knocking out one of OPFOR's BTRs. 9 minutes remaining, and OPFOR still taking their time to get up here. Again, they need to be taking these BTRs and using them as infantry transport at this point, because there's nothing else they can really do. Pierce is firing at friendlies. No, Humvee tried to pull up and engage this BTR from the rear, didn't even notice that, but it was repelled by the 2 dismounts of infantry with this BTR providing escort. That was really well done. Platoon HQ might follow suit, though, because they have that Moz and probably 2 more AT shots remaining, because 1 went on this BTR, the other AT shot went and destroyed the 1 helicopter up here. Again, 18 dead OPFOR players in or around that wreck. And looks like Platoon actually is going to pull back, noticing that this is some really bad terrain to try to assault from. And next BTR pulling in. Oh, this is a bad idea, though. I mean, it's what they need to do, but it's risky. But there's no AT on these guys, so they're going to be able to steamroll this position. They missed the explosive trap. And BLUFOR is powerless to stop him. Eagle Eye trying to get his AT out, misses his opportunity. BTR dismounts right here. Infantry getting out. Grenade is thrown over. More grenades being thrown everywhere. This is the opportunity that OPFOR needed. Hudson going down. 2 guys getting up here. They're going to probably go for that building on top because that's the only logical choice for that cache to be in. But BLUFOR dropping the ball right here. Oh my god. That is the lucky break OPFOR needed, because they can blow this cache up, remount that BTR, and go to the next cache site, and they'll be able to outrun BLUFOR to that cache. So over 6.5 minutes remaining, but it is still anyone's game. It's just, can OPFOR get up here and find this cache? Perfect grenade. Wow. You cannot get any more perfect than that. Unfortunately, Van had his head clipping in a wall, so it wouldn't have knocked him out. Probably only did minimal damage. But now the BTR is pulling back in around here. Where is Eagle Eye? Had another opportunity to take the BTR out. He put his stick away, though. Now he takes it back out. And the BTR is now pulling back. GL round comes in. AT round finally comes in. That was the Moz by Lucid. That's going to cook the BTR off. 3 vehicles that Moz has killed. And he has reloaded a 4th. AT round coming in. Vehicle is on fire. It's going to park next to BLUFOR people. That's going to take the building out, though. So these guys need to pull off this position, or else they risk getting knocked over. Cryptic coming around. Olaf notices them as Cryptic's reloading. Oh, that's got to suck. Building didn't get taken out. Wow. Usually you see that happen with vehicle cook-offs. Meanwhile, Williams running around by this building, killing Lassell in here, and now he needs to mag dump this cash. OPFOR can still win this. OPFOR needs to get these guys. They've also stolen a Humvee. If they beeline to the next cache site, they could potentially win this. Lucid turning around. A fourth AT shot. Wow. It's up to this Humvee. The Humvee has to go. They catch Lucid out of position, but Lucid manages to get the kill on the gunner. Wow. Luso killing 3 BTRs, taking Hippie's Matt gun, the Maz, and that Maz has killed all of OPFOR's vehicles. That is incredible. Charge goes off. That cache is destroyed. Now it's a matter of, can someone race up to the next cache? Can someone find a vehicle and get to that last undefended cache? 4.5 minutes remaining. There was a 5th AT rocket and Misu backblasted himself to deny it to OPFOR. I don't see OPFOR being able to get to this last cache now. They don't have any vehicles remaining. They are stuck here. This is exactly what BLUFOR wants because they are all in on this position as well, and the time is going to run out. If OPFOR had more time, they could potentially run over to that cache site, but it's not going to be enough. We're also going to see BLUFOR now mount up, take a few people, drive back to that cache to play defense. Oh my god. What a round. It went from 0 to 100 just like that. OPFOR a very, very good attempt at clutching, taking out 2 caches. But they just don't have any way to maneuver to that 3rd cache. All they would need is 1 vehicle with 1 guy to find it and mag dump it because BLUFOR's completely out of position. And that's why you see BLUFOR rushing guys back to that cache. Mission will go overtime 5 minutes. I don't think it's going to make a difference though. Hold on. OPFOR has a vehicle. OPFOR has 2 stolen vehicles. They need to mount back up and get out of here immediately. Dingo also coming down. Arcor giving OPFOR a saving grace. Wow. Arcor is on the opposite team, though. That seems a little cheap, but all right. Admin privilege, I guess.
Send in GOAT Team 6 now.
Now these guys, they're mounting up who they can.
Was so crazy. Gotta love PvP.
But with only a few people versus only a few people in the back, it could go either way. They're leaving these guys back to fight with the guys still here. Arcor now paying for those extra 5 minutes with his life. Could still wake back up, though, if he doesn't get double tapped. Marco dropping an AT round into this building, forcing Eagle Eye to do even more bandaging to keep him pinned. And Sai, I could not agree more. Thank you for the 29-month resub at Tier 2. I hope you keep enjoying the ops. I hope you get a kick out of this one. And I'm going to be perfectly honest, I have no idea where that debt charge just went off. It was right here. It was another trap that BLUFOR made. But BLUFOR, at this point, they need to send a vehicle back to go pick up more dudes. You can just tell that BLUFOR and OPFOR communication has completely buggered off. With that 5 minute extra, we are now at the 7 minute timer here. But again, I don't see OPFOR. It's going to come down to the PvP. There's 2 guys in this Vic. Dingo, he could potentially pick Misu up, have another 2 guys go in. But we also have this Vic coming back with another... Oh. Well, that's gonna be really hard for OPFOR to get through 7 dudes, plus the 1 driver. They're gonna have to fight 11. Oh, we're gonna maybe see some crazy PvP. Who knows? Arcor still down. Who is Alpha 2 right here fighting with the Platoon HQ guy? Marco is fighting with Jonathan, and Goatland is crossing the river to try to reinforce. Rory pushing through. Arcor still down. Don't think he'll wake back up because it's already been a lot of time. Russ might come down, throws a grenade. He is corner camping. Might catch Marco out of position. Just saw Marco throw that grenade. He's going to pull back instead. He might try to do a large flank around, but Marco's going to push his position. Yeah, Marco Polo, right? I mean, Marco's playing a game of Marco Polo right now with Russ. Russ almost getting seen by Marco right here. Hazard unfortunately died earlier. He is disconnected. Marco playing ring around the rosy, possibly hearing Russ's footsteps. Catches Russ out of position. Gets the drop on Russ, but overexposes himself, so Dust Eye and Ender come up, and it's an even trade. I don't think any of these guys, though, are medics, but we might see Russ wake back up, though. So Ender's not a medic. Ooh, Marco, has a little ragdoll moment there, getting double tap, flies over the wall, takes out the wall with him. Russ is down there. I'm going to bother checking the body, and we have all these BLUFOR guys back here. A Vic needs to come down and grab him. Meanwhile, OPFOR deploying their dudes. Smoke grenades pop. There's 3 of them up here. Jones is AFK. Apparently there's a 5-minute overtime. Blade came around, shot Marshall. Stanton, these guys. Oh, wow. Yeah, no. Striker just got blue on blued. Grenade just got thrown, landing perfectly in between these two guys. Blue on blue happening right here. Jones not able to see, shooting at a friendly. And he is now crippled. 2 blue on blue incidents. And I don't see OPFOR recovering. And there goes Jones. Stan wakes back up. I call him Stalingrad because I cannot pronounce his real name. But he could come up here. Callio looking down to 240. Might see him. He does not. So Stan's probably going to bandage. Callio coming down as well. Stalingrad's probably going to hear those footsteps. Callio might get the double tap. Hearing another Humvee coming in. That is Dingo with another dude coming back up to this cache. Anything's possible. Dingo, he is one of the admins of Friday Night Fight, so you would expect him to be one of the best players, and we're about to see Dingo pull a Hail Mary. He is going to murder all the BLUFOR guys, and he is going to rack up some kills. Looks like he can go on the rooftop of this building, throws a grenade out. Unfortunately, the grenade stays in there. That was all part of Dingo's masterful plan to attract BLUFOR's attention to look over here. Now he's going to, what is he doing now? He is bandaging himself. Yes, all to give BLUFOR more time to come over here. Meanwhile, Stalingrad tripped down the stairs from the looks of it. And Misu now coming around, still has a little bit of time for overtime. I don't think either are explosive specialists, though. Dingo is platoon lead. Misu is an auto rifleman, so he could mag dump the cache. Meanwhile, Tarnfolk coming around. Dingo going quick, doesn't notice Tarnfolk, goes crouched, does his crouching tiger stance. Unfortunately, it did not disdain Tarn here. Misu now spraying blindly. Grenade gets thrown out. It's because they were taking Freeman out. Tarnful now blind firing. Misu spraying. Unfortunately, Misu doesn't know how to aim, and Tarn gets a double kill. Now, is he going to get the double cap? You just saw Dingo's body move. There's the double tap, and now he just needs to go execute Misu. And unfortunately, Dingo's crouching tiger stance was not enough to defeat Tarn. Tarn putting a few bullets in Misu, and that is GG. OPFOR victory. Now, had OPFOR's plan of 18 guys come down here, I think OPFOR would have won. But that was just luck of the draw, really bad landing. 18 OPFOR guys died, and there you go. Anyway, guys, my name is Liru. I'm not a real Lance Corporal. It just has some good assonance with it. But we will be back in 55 minutes. Probably a little bit of a delay because it's a new server. We'll probably see Friday Night Fights in the triple digits for NA's branch. Another 3 PvP rounds where I will, there will be 100% less of me crying. And let's jump up to the operations channel and have a listen.
Hey, thanks so much. It was amazing. It was a lot.
So thank you everybody for coming along tonight. Fantastic to see such a great turnout. The NA event starts in 55 minutes, so enjoy the brief break. Community leaders, please jump into the community leader channel, and we'll smash out this community meeting now.
That was incredible. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, so I'm going to quickly get some dinner. Larry, don't say that. No, I need to change my shirt because it's wet. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, day or night, wherever you are in the world. Hopefully I'll see you back in 55 minutes for the NA branch. And I can't wait to see what crazy bullshit happens this time. Cheers, guys. Have a good one.